Some items are beautiful, others priceless, but a few are cursed. For centuries, objects around the world have been blamed for tragedy, death, and misfortune. Today, we'll explore 14 of the most haunted and cursed items in the world. Relics so terrifying that some believe they should never see the light of day again. Let's begin. 1. The Annabelle Doll, USA. When you think of cursed dolls, one name rises above all others: Annabelle. The real Annabelle is not the porcelain nightmare from Hollywood movies, but a plain Raggedy Ann doll. Yet this simple toy has been at the center of terrifying stories for decades. According to Ed and Lorraine Warren, famed paranormal investigators, the doll is not haunted by a little girl's spirit as many thought, but by a demonic presence. Visitors to the Warrens' occult museum claimed Annabelle scratched them, followed them home, and caused fatal car crashes. One man even mocked the doll, only to die in a motorcycle accident hours later. Today, Annabelle is sealed inside a glass case with a bold warning: do not open. Staff members say prayers before moving her, a reminder that sometimes evil comes in the smallest packages. 2. The Hope Diamond, USA. Gems are meant to bring wealth and beauty, but the Hope Diamond has a history drenched in blood. This stunning blue diamond, weighing over 45 carats, was once stolen from a Hindu temple. Legends say it was cursed the moment it left sacred hands. Over centuries, the stone passed through kings, queens, and aristocrats, and each story ends in tragedy. A French prince beaten to death, Marie Antoinette beheaded, and wealthy collectors bankrupted. By the time it reached the Smithsonian in Washington, its reputation was legendary. Millions come to admire its beauty, but few realize that behind its glittering surface lies a trail of despair. Is it simply coincidence, or does the Hope Diamond carry the weight of centuries of curses? The Busby Stoop Chair, England. In North Yorkshire, England, sits a chair with a deadly reputation. In 1702, Thomas Busby murdered his father-in-law and was executed for his crime. Before his hanging, he demanded to sit in his favorite chair one last time. Local legend claims he cursed it, declaring that anyone who sat in it would die. For centuries, his words seemed to ring true. Soldiers who sat in the chair during World War II never returned from battle. Builders who took a rest in it died in accidents soon after. So many deaths were linked to the chair that pub owners refused to let anyone near it. Eventually, the chair was donated to a museum, where it now hangs high on a wall out of reach. Even today, curators refuse to let anyone sit in it for fear that Busby's curse still lingers. Robert the Doll, USA. In Key West, Florida, sits a doll that has terrified visitors for over a century. Robert the Doll once belonged to a boy named Robert Eugene Otto, who treated it as his best friend. Soon, neighbors began hearing giggles, seeing the doll move on its own, and watching its expression change. Today, Robert is displayed in a museum inside a glass case. But there's a warning: do not mock him. Tourists who laugh at Robert often suffer accidents or tragedies shortly after. The museum receives thousands of letters each year, apologies to Robert, begging him to lift his curse. His blank stare seems to follow you, as if deciding whether you'll be his next victim. 6. The Black Orloff Diamond. Jewels have a long history of curses, and the Black Orloff is one of the darkest. Known as the Eye of Brahma diamond, it was stolen from a sacred Hindu temple. Since then, its owners have been plagued by death. In the 1930s, 2 Russian princesses threw themselves from high buildings while in possession of the gem. A later owner leapt from a New York skyscraper. Eventually, the stone was recut and set into jewelry, as if reshaping it might break its curse. Yet to this day, many jewelers and collectors refuse to even touch it. 7. The Terracotta Army Weapons, China. Buried for over 2,000 years, the Terracotta Army is one of the world's greatest archaeological finds. Thousands of life-size soldiers guard the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. But the weapons buried alongside them, swords, arrows, and crossbows, are said to be cursed. Legends warn that anyone who dares to steal them will face illness or sudden death, as if the emperor's spirit still commands his ghostly army. Archaeologists have documented unusual accidents and unexplained illnesses during excavations, fueling the belief that the terracotta warriors are still protecting their master in the afterlife. 8. The Crying Boy Painting, UK. Art should inspire beauty, but this painting sparked terror. In the 1980s, firefighters across the UK noticed a disturbing pattern. After devastating house fires, one object often remained untouched: a print of the crying boy, a painting of a young boy with tears streaming down his face. Soon, the media spread rumors that the painting itself was cursed, bringing fires wherever it hung. Some even claimed the boy's soul was trapped inside the artwork. Thousands of owners destroyed or discarded their prints, too afraid to keep them. To this day, many refuse to hang the crying boy in their homes. 9. The Koh-i-Noor Diamond. Among the British crown jewels lies one of the world's most infamous gems, the Koh-i-Noor Diamond. This stone, once part of India's treasures, has a history marked by bloodshed. Legends warn that while women may wear it safely, any man who possesses it will suffer tragedy. Over centuries, rulers who claimed it lost wars, thrones, and even their lives. To this day, the diamond is never worn by kings, only by queens. Its curse remains unbroken, locked away but never forgotten. 10. The Okiku Doll, Japan. At the Manenji Temple in Hokkaido, Japan, sits a doll with human hair. The Okiku doll was once owned by a little girl who died tragically. Soon after, her family noticed the doll's hair began to grow. Today, priests trim it regularly, but it always returns, a chilling reminder that something inside the doll refuses to rest. Some visitors swear they've seen the doll's mouth move or its eyes blink. Locals believe the spirit of the girl lives within, tethered forever to her childhood toy. 11. The Delhi Purple Sapphire, UK/India. During the Indian Rebellion of 1857, British soldiers looted countless treasures. Among them, a deep purple gemstone later known as the Delhi Sapphire. But those who kept it suffered endless misfortune, bankruptcy, illness, and despair. Eventually, a terrified owner donated it to the Natural History Museum in London with a note warning, "This stone is accursed and should never be worn." Even behind glass, visitors claim it radiates an unsettling energy, as if still angry at being stolen. 12. The Myrtles Plantation Mirror, USA. The Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana is considered one of America's most haunted homes. But among its ghostly legends, one object stands out: the plantation's grand mirror. According to legend, after a mistress and her children were poisoned, their souls became trapped inside the mirror. Visitors report seeing ghostly faces, handprints that cannot be wiped away, and figures moving behind the glass. For those who dare to look too long, the mirror seems to look back, with the restless dead staring through. 13. The Woman from Lem. Statue, Cyprus. In the late 19th century, archaeologists discovered an ancient statue in Cyprus. Known as the Woman from Lem, it was soon given the nickname, the Goddess of Death. Every family that owned the statue reportedly perished within a few years. The first owner's family of 7 died in quick succession. The next collector met the same fate. Even when passed to museums, curators handling it faced untimely deaths. Today, the statue is rarely displayed, hidden away like a relic too dangerous for human hands. 14. The Muramasa Swords, Japan. Forged in Japan during the 16th century by the swordsmith Muramasa, these blades are said to thirst for blood. Legends claim they drive their wielders into violent rages, compelling them to kill friends, family, and even themselves. Samurai who carried Muramasa blades often met brutal, untimely ends. So feared were these cursed swords that the Tokugawa shogunate banned them entirely, ordering their destruction. Even today, collectors whisper that the few surviving Muramasa carry a sinister aura, as though the steel itself remembers every life it has taken. From jewels drenched in blood to dolls that never stop moving, these cursed objects remind us of something terrifying. Which of these cursed items disturbed you the most? Would you dare to stand in front of Annabelle or sit in Busby's cursed chair? Tell us in the comments below. And if you want more chilling mysteries and haunted history, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because the next cursed story might be closer than you think.